Good morning. 10 weeks ago, I started a no-buy, and it was mostly because I had moved houses and I had quite a lot of stuff, and I felt that because I was surrounded by clutter and a lot of things, I just needed that clear reset. And I had filmed a video about my taking a whole year to reset. But anyway, today is just about products. And so obviously when I moved houses, I had lead into that. I was also using some products and I had some empties, but I threw everything away as you do. But since January, when it was official that I'm doing this no buy, I have been accumulating some things in this little bag. And so I just thought, let me show you what I have accumulated in 10 weeks. So I'm just going to lay everything out and then walk you through everything. Right, let's start with skincare. So the first things I have finished is, well, they're in no particular order, but I have this Dermaceutic C25 cream. It's an antioxidant concentrate with 25% vitamin C complex. I had been using this brand for years when I was in Morocco, because it's made in France, so we do typically have easier access to French cosmetics. I think it's a bit overpriced for the quantity. I was surprised at how quickly I finished it. It's an absolutely lovely product, but I just cannot justify the trouble I went to trying to find a website that carries it and then try to get it and then seeing how quickly it went through. I highly recommend it if it's available where you are and you think that it's within a price point that you can stomach, but great product. It's just that I can't justify the price for it. Then I have this CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion. I don't like CeraVe. It's just one of those things where I just find this brand unbelievably boring. I tried to get on with it so many times, and I don't like their cleansers. Some people swear by their cleansers, but I think I bought their cleanser once and then I ended up using it just on my body. This one was an inoffensive cream. I think it was just a very basic moisturizing lotion, so I was able to finish it. It's what I would use whenever I don't want to have any active in my face. Sometimes if in the morning it's a very rushed morning and I just want something that doesn't necessarily feel indulgent. It's very, very basic, has a quite slippery feel, but it does not clog your pores. So if you're after something that is no frills, I think it's a good one. It's just that there is nothing exciting about it. Speaking of exciting, I finished 2 samples of the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. This is a cult favorite. Everybody who is familiar with the brand Bobbi Brown knows that cream. This one was a sample. I forgot where I got it from, but it was a baby. Oh, I got it when I got my makeup done by Bobbi Brown, and this one arrived with one of the things that they have. I have tons of these samples. I have it in a little tube. I always have this cream on me. Right now I'm using the full size version of it, and it's my daily moisturizer. I like obviously the lemongrass smell, but that's not the reason why I'm getting it, because you shouldn't buy a product just for the smell. But I like how it makes my skin feel pillowy. It obviously doubles up as a face base, so I feel that it makes my makeup lie a bit better. But I don't really wear that much makeup, so you will see the tutorial for this. It's a 3-minute makeup on the bus, right? So that's not necessarily the selling point, but I just love how it makes my skin feel. Now, the challenge that I have as somebody who's on a no-buy and trying to declutter is, do I want to keep this little pot or not? I'm often tempted to keep pots like this, and I'm really now struggling about whether or not I should keep it and what would I put in it. Because I already have a sample of the cream that is in a tube. So I might just need to be more disciplined and just get rid of the pot. If I need it, I can always go to a Bobbi Brown and get one. Veleda Skin Food Lip Balm. This one is actually expired. Unfortunately, it's something that, you know how I'm doing this clear out at home, but I also have things in my office, and I found this in my office. It was hidden somewhere, and so it has expired. I think I've used most of it. It's just swollen because it's expired. I really like it. It's made in Germany. I do tend to go to Germany for work, so every now and then I would pick this. But I highly recommend it. I feel that it's a winter product. You don't want to use that in summer because it will just leave your lips drippy and oily. But when they're really cracked and painful because it's so cold, I feel like this is extremely nourishing, and while it borders on greasy, it's great for winter. Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. I'm not going to talk much about it because I have used this so many times. You have seen it in so many of my empties videos. This time I replaced it with a charcoal based one, so you'll probably see it in one of my skincare videos. I'm just a bit bored of doing skincare videos because I've done a few in a row, so probably it will be a couple months before I film another one. I have so many other topics that are completely unrelated to skincare because I have so many exciting things happening in my life. It's always about, do I want to share that or not? That's a bit the challenge. But yeah, probably not much skincare going on. You hear the things drop because I'm just putting them back in the box. Elixir des Merveilles. This is a perfume by Hermes. It was my signature scent for a while. I finished it. I'm glad I'm starting to finish some perfumes. I'm not a very big perfume wearer, and I always thought, oh, maybe it's because of where I put my perfume. Maybe it's not accessible. So I'm still experimenting with, do I want to be carrying perfume with me? Do I, because the thing is, I like perfumes that are not too in your face. On my mom's side of the family, they drink perfume. It's a bit crazy. Like all my uncles, cousins, everybody, it's a family trait. I try to be a bit more aware of if people have sensitivities. It's not the case at work, because some people come reeking of scent and nobody has ever complained. But you know, sometimes you take public transport and things like that. But I like more sophisticated, not sweet scents, and this was one of them. Right now I have my big signature scent that you cannot really buy because it was a private blend and it was from years ago and you can't get it anymore. And somehow I like that for me. I like that I have a massive thing of a old school perfume that I can decant in something and that nobody has. But I still need to get myself to use it a little bit more. On makeup, I have two items. One that I don't really care about. It's a Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. It's one of those things you get for free because I buy a lot of Bobbi Brown. I always get this thing for free as a gift with purchase. You can see it's completely dried out. It fell off. And it's really not the color for me. Matter of fact, I have a couple more of this because every time I buy, they give me this as a gift with purchase and I don't want it. So this I've had for ages. This, on the other hand, I bitterly miss. This was my Givenchy pen. Well, this was my Givenchy pen. You can see I went there. There is no lead left. Like the last nib actually fell off. I went there. This was amazing. It got discontinued a few years ago, so there is no point in me listing the reference, but it was just a dark blue magic coal by Givenchy. They no longer make them in this little thing. I think all of their pens now are retractable, and now it's gone all the way in. I'm gonna have to get it out to put the thing in recycling, but anyway. And then the Muji papers. I don't really use this on the daily. I use these before I have an important call or after I've had an important call, because the way my body processes stress is that I just sweat a lot and I get very, very warm. So that's that. Moving on very briefly to dental care. Dental care, it will be a bit predictable. I have these three Oral-B, Pro 3D White Clinical and Pro Science Advanced. These are the very expensive ones. So Boots in the UK every Tuesday have this weird promotion going on where they put lots of products on flash promotion. So every Tuesday that I have run out of products, I will just grab one of these because they're very expensive and I cannot justify the full price for this. So I always get them when they're half price. So I finished 3 of them. I have one that will probably be finished by end of week, and I already have a backup of it. This is Sensodyne sensitive one. This is travel size. It's because I have extremely sensitive teeth, and I've been having an issue with my left side, including TMG and a lot of things. So we've been trying a lot of things with my dentist and also my hygienist. So my hygienist gave me this because she couldn't even work on my teeth. That's how sensitive they are. Similarly, I have mouthwash and stuff, so nothing exciting. I like this nightly reset thing. I like the idea of it, that it resets your enamel while you sleep. And then just the basic Oral-B 3D white. I'm currently wearing Invisalign for that whole TMG issue. I feel, I don't know, I feel like I don't have as much inflammation, and like if I go deep, it's not, I don't jump, it's not as painful, but I still feel the sensitivity is there. I still think I'm grinding my teeth, but just not as much. But anyway, I'm using these cleaning crystals. So effectively, you just pop your Invisalign in this thing and you clean it, and that's it. I bought the Invisalign brand because I initially had bought everything from them. Would I recommend it? I think it's pretty overpriced. I think you should be able to clean your retainer with anything else. And in my case, because I still haven't finished the treatment, I think I finish it in a couple of weeks. Because I haven't finished the treatments, I have these trays that you remove anyway after a week and you replace with another tray. So I'm just being a bit extra. But yeah. I have a whole category for well-being. This is from Quantum Botanica. It's called Ocean Bathing, and effectively what it is algae that she has collected from I think, is it in Devon? Yeah, probably Devon by the sea. And you just throw these in the bath. It looks like this, and it smells like a smelly, it smells a bit like a smelly pond, the smell of iodine and algae. So I don't know to what extent that was helpful for me, but I gave it a try. I had a few baths with it because you can use this a few times. So that's what I did. I also have the face version of it. The face version I haven't tried yet, so I'm saving that for later. But this was something that I did when I was very stressed, because I liked the idea of a thalassotherapy type of thing. Among other things for relaxing, I started using my essential oils. This is a geranium one and this is a sweet orange one. Both are from Muji. And the thing is, I have maybe 12 of these little things that were scattered. Some of them had only 2 or 3 drops left, etc. And I was like, why do I have these scattered all over the place? So I just started every time, because I haven't unpacked everything as much as one would expect. But what I did is that I think I unpacked about 80 or 90%. And then I decided, because I had been very stressed, I decided, you know what? Every time that I find something and I think of where it should go, I would put it, but I'm not going to put unnecessary pressure on myself. And so I found these, I used them, I know where the others are, but if I randomly found another one of these, I just add it to where the others are. And I'm slowly working through these. Ideally, I'd like to only have 1 or 2 left, and that should be good enough. And in the meantime, these means that I have less clutter. So I didn't necessarily force myself to use them. I used these really in the depth of winter, but I'm just working my way very slowly through things. So it's not like when people say, oh, I'd like to pan this eyeshadow, and so they start swatching it in every video to show you and then swatching it on their, no. I want to use my products. There is no rush, but I do like it when I finish something. Then Pure Sport, this is a brand that I have used a lot last year. Actually, I've used quite a few of their products. I've used their I used their Ultra Magnesium. I used their Freeze Roll-On and their CBD oil, and also their balm, and I have a few other things. So magnesium, I use it because the brand that I used to use, Healthspan Elite, discontinued their very high strength magnesium. So I bought this. I just cannot tell the difference between different magnesiums, but the way this brand is geared is for professional, is for athletes, the same way as Healthspan Elite. So that's why I had taken it. To be honest, I have been a bit less disciplined in taking my supplements, so this is done, but I haven't really repurchased because I first need to get back in the habit of actually getting my supplements. This freeze roll-on is a cult favorite among the runner community, the London running scene. Running clubs have popped up everywhere. It's now the new version of dating apps. So if you're like single and trying to mingle, you go to a run club. Everybody and their dog has a run club. And one of the trends in that is also the use of that Pure Sport. Now, it smells of lemongrass. It has magnesium, arnica, etc. But I had two of these. I've used them. I'm not sure that they were really amazing or as miraculous as other people say, so I would not repurchase them. Their balm I really like. They have this balm that it's here. It's not finished, but I've used a couple of these. I love it. I love the smell of it. It's again lemongrass. It's kind of like the Bobbi Brown one. This one I do use. I think that half of the reason why I like it is because of the smell, but I think it's also probably, I think it's because I use it with a gua sha, which is this little metallic scraping thing. It's like the Grafton technique thing. And I think half of the benefit is from me doing the work rather than the balm itself. And while I have used a couple of these before, I think when this one finishes, I will probably just use Tiger Balm, which I have, and use other ointments that I have. So I do have a relatively well-furnished cabinet, so I'm not going to rush to get it. And actually, I think they increased the price on it, so that's why I stopped buying the brand. Because initially I was buying it and when it would be on offer, and it was relatively interesting. That was also when I bought these CBD oils. I think I finished 2 or 3 of them, and then I'm not going to repurchase them. I think the very first bottle that I got, I did feel that I was sleeping better, and then the following 2 or 3, either my body got used to it or I was too stressed beyond saving, so that didn't really do much. So I finished them because I had them and because they were very expensive, but that didn't really do much for me. Then I have this Voltarol pain relief. I always have this. I'm very injury prone. It has nothing to do with my lifestyle. It's just how my it's not the muscles. It's always the tendons. My tendons just have something in them, so I always get injuries. And so over the years, I have learned to proactively address injuries before they become they limit my lifestyle. And so this is one of the things that I use. Because this one is medicated, it has diclofenac, I don't really use it a lot, not as much as the arnica stuff and the balms, etc. That's why I try to use everything else before I use something that has an active medicine in it. But sometimes you really need this, sometimes you really need it. And so I finished this one. I have another one. It's always like that. Epsom bath salts, a couple of these. I use that after a hard week. I like soaking in the bath. We're nearly done. I hope this is interesting because, I think sometimes people are curious, what would you finish in 10 weeks? I finished this Piercing Aftercare Fine Mist by Neil Med. I have 4 piercings that are relatively new. This cartilage piercing is the second one. Is pretty angry at me because my hair keeps getting caught in it. And when I got my hair cut a couple weeks ago, the last coils, because it was down to here, were catching on the second lobe piercing. That thing was angry. I had to pull hair that was knotted in my piercing. It's so painful. So I need to find a solution for that. I don't know whether it's going to be when my hair is completely long or when my piercings are completely healed, or I need a different shape. But right now I'm trying to treat this and make sure that it calms down. But I've been using this because it's a wound wash. It's a saline solution. When my second lobe got infected after I had to pull the hairs from it, I ended up using an antiseptic wash. So that's what I've been using. In addition to this, I have another bottle of this and a travel size, and I like it. It's a bit expensive for salt water, but it's sterile and the delivery mechanism is quite good. I would show you, but actually that one is completely empty. My natural deodorant that I use is called Wild. This is just the box that it comes in, because I didn't feel like showing you what the thing looks like when it's done, because it looks a bit gross. So I'm just gonna like show you very briefly. This is the empty one. I just put it in there. It's all cardboard. You have an aluminum case and you just keep refilling it. So right now I'm on another one, but yeah, just wanted to show you that. And then triple dry original and fragrance. I used to use this when I would do something in the gym. I no longer go to the gym, so I work typically in places with better ventilation, so I'm not really worried about sweating to death. And then the last things I have are for hair, and that shouldn't take long. I have the Bouclem Curves Redefined Curl Cleanser. I got this, I think, from TK Maxx. It's a 1 liter bottle. It's nice, but I think I'm a bit over the curl cleansers. I just feel like they don't really do much for my hair, because I don't know, I just feel like my hair never feels bouncy. So I'm just now back to normal shampoo, to be honest. And then this Coconut Miracle Oil Conditioner, it's by OGX. I've used many of these. I think I have 3 or 4 of these left, and this was one of the reasons why I decided to go to the no buy thing, because when I moved house, I started collating everything, and I found I had one in my gym bag, I had one in my swim bag, I had 2 in my office, and then a couple in my bathroom, and another one in my storage. So when I put everything together, I was like, oh my god, every time I go to Boots, I see this, and because I like it, Hannah introduced me to it. When we went to Scotland, I had bought the tiny little oil, and she told me that she likes the line, so I kind of bought the whole line, because she has curly hair too. And I just love it. But I don't love it enough to have 7 of them. So I've been working my way through them, and yeah, probably you will see that also in the next video, empties. Then Philip Kingsley Moisture Extreme Conditioner. This is something that I've had also for a while, and it lived in one of my bags. It's quite expensive. I feel like Philip Kingsley products are quite expensive, so I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this unless it was on offer, which is typically when I buy it. But the one product that I think is actually worth it from Philip Kingsley is this elasticizer. I've been using elasticizer for years. I'm very lazy when it comes to using it, so I do that every now and then, but when I use it, I always tell the difference. It's just a very deep conditioner, so I wouldn't bother with buying their shampoo or conditioner or anything like that, but the elasticizer is great. Normally for my hair type, I would go with Elasticizer Extreme, but when it's not on sale, I buy whatever is on sale. So this one was Bluebell Woods. I don't like really super scented products, but I'll deal with it because the result on my hair is so great. And that's just a normal elasticizer. It's not the elasticizer extreme. So imagine how your hair would feel. So I highly recommend, if this is on offer, definitely do that. Now, the instructions say that you should put this on and then shampoo it. I don't. I put it as a conditioner, as a mask, because it's just such a great deep treatment. And then the last hair things are, I had these raggedy looking satin caps for several years, probably close to 10 years. And so I just needed replacing them, and I have replaced them. Similarly, I had these little scrunchies, and I just decided one day, I was like, oh, this looks nasty. So I just decided to replace them. But that's effectively everything that I have used in the first 10 weeks of my no-buy. It's quite a lot. I think that looking at the pattern of what I have right now, I think that's the next 10 weeks, because I'm gonna film days every 10 weeks. I think in the next 10 weeks, I will probably have more makeup and more hair products, less on dental, and maybe skincare. The thing that I haven't seen much of was actually body care. So I'm surprised. I'm looking forward to see what I will finish in there, because that's the thing, you know, it's one of those situations where things finish at once. But yeah, let's see about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a glimpse of what has been going on in my life, because I think, like, you know, for example, all the bath products and things like that, the self-care products, etc., is an indication of what I have been focusing on in the first winter months. Now we're about to get into spring, so let's see how that changes. All right, I'll see you soon on my next video. Take care.